Now this new moon around this time is also conjunct Mercury, and the moon crosses Mercury when it is conjunct Pluto in the first degree of Aquarius. So in other words, having moved into Aquarius now, Pluto is activated, shall we say, in our more mental realm, the mercurial realm, the more lunar realm, the feeling realm, when the sun's consciousness is upon it. So we should be able to identify now, both in terms of how it feels and what we think about, as being a Pluto and Aquarius energy, and therefore the age is beginning when we're going to be more Aquarius motivated. Well, we're going to have to be, because Pluto tends to bring our attention to survival level issues. So what we're going through right now, as we speak, these few days around now, when we have this opportunity to feel something more of what Pluto and Aquarius really means. It's not good or bad, it's just different. It's different in a way which is typified by the energy of Uranus, of course, because Uranus rules Aquarius, but so does Saturn rule Aquarius. They're co-rulers of Aquarius, Saturn and Uranus. And so you've got this Saturnine getting it right, keeping alive the old traditions as long as they work. So Aquarius is not only about bringing in change for change's sake. It's about weighing up the balance between what still works about the good old days and reverence to Saturn principles. Not much spoken of in Aquarius, but they're quite good at getting things done as well. Despite their crazy ideas, they can kind of pull it off quite often. So you've got that Aquarius energy being motivated now, activated by Pluto's gaze, its laser-like gaze of penetrative truth. What is going on? What is possible? What are the social undercurrents? What are the necessary breakthroughs in scientific awareness in order to survive even? Where are we going? Pluto's looking at these deep questions right now. It starts first degree of Aquarius, and let's look at that for a moment. The old Adobe mission, the first degree of Aquarius. So the Sabian symbol, where Pluto is right now, is the first degree of Aquarius. This old Adobe mission, and this is to do with lasting values. We'll talk about what it means to have Pluto there in a minute, but this is just the Sabian symbol itself. Lasting values. Major works require group endeavour. Thus we know that they are emblematic of their times. Thousands of years ago, Stone Age man created features that were very difficult to make, Stonehenge for example, that were clearly used for worship and ceremony, and they show that that aspect of life was very important indeed to them. Adobe missions, similarly, took great effort to place in the wild territory of California's early period, and collectively they took on the dual function of survival and worship. We might ask of ourselves, does our own set of values motivate us powerfully enough to create something sufficiently lasting that it outlives us? And that's the key thing here. Are we doing anything which is really important enough to us that we're likely to build it well enough, strongly enough to outlast us? And it's not only casual inquiry, this is Pluto inquiry. And so there's a certain amount of examination likely to occur here. Pluto coming into Aquarius suggests that it's going to be the examination process to make sure that whatever it is we think we have built to last is strong enough to pass the test of time. So we can expect ructions, we can expect challenges to what stands, the status quo, not only in terms of government and institutions, but also things. Capricornian institutions that represented skyscrapers and tall buildings. You can certainly imagine an earthquake or two during Pluto's ingress into any sign, and here we have a Uranian-ruled sign. So I think there's a bit of a danger here of that kind of type. It might be metaphorical earthquake, but something is going to move. Why not now on the new moony kind of period when Mercury is there for us to understand it? So these times are times for us to look around to see what odd things are happening in all realms. And I think that's the most important thing for us to understand, is that we're in strange territory now. None of us really knows what's going on. We can expect the unexpected. Pluto delivers that anyway. It dredges up things from unconscious areas of our psyche on personal levels as well as joint levels. And so we can expect to uncover secrets of an Aquarius nature. Well, Aquarius isn't all good. Aquarius is just collective. So lots of things have happened to collective groups of people that were decidedly bad, and some of them are still being uncovered. And terrible things have happened to groups of people, and it's kind of still happening. I think the fact that they are happening in secret gives a clue as to their legitimacy or not. And it's clearly the case that horrible things are happening on that genocidal level, that collective level, not because of anything you've done, but just who you are, what you were born into, what tribe you were born into. This kind of terrible thing is happening. This is also associated with Aquarius, Pluto and Aquarius in particular. So I think what we're seeing here is another test of our own level of humanity. We should not let this happen. And yet here it is happening again, once again. And this should alert us to something that we need to do, which is the plus side of Aquarius, something good, and that's starting to care for everyone, care for our species, because we're one together. We have to start operating on that level. We can't really expect to be spiritual people experiencing unity of total consciousness throughout eternity if we can't start by operating on the principle that we're one with our own species at the very least. The very least. But here we are killing them, killing our own species. How disgraceful is that? That's pretty bad behaviour, isn't it? And Pluto and Aquarius is going to draw our attention to the fact that we are not yet rescued from our animal consciousness. We do behave like animals, or worse, really worse. And Pluto's job is to just bring our attention to how well or how badly we are behaving as a species, in one sense. So I think we should look around for that kind of thing at this time generally.